Happy Tuesday. Welcome to a very special and poignant edition of News That Doesn't Suck. And coming from my hammock, parked in Syracuse, New York, we have Opportunity Comes A-Knockin. Howe Military Academy campus listed for sale. Military school closing this year. Associated Press taken up by the Tribune-Star, Sunday, May 19th, 2019, servicing Terra, Haute, Indiana. Northeast Indiana Military School that's shutting down is now up for sale. A real estate company has put up a $4 million asking price on the 63-acre site of Howe Military Academy. The Zachar County lists the site with 26 buildings and a solar farm and suggests it could be used for education, a retirement facility, recreation, as a religious institution, or rehabilitation center. Leaders cited declining enrollment for their decision in March to close the 135-year-old school in the town of Howe, about 50 miles north of Fort Wayne. Its final graduation ceremony is set for June 1. The campus includes an Italianate-style mansion built in 1876 that was the home of school namesake John Badlin Howe and is listed as endangered by the Indiana Landmarks Preservation Group. The reason this is poignant, and this is recorded today as opposed to later in the week, is this is really going out to a special subset of the world. It's out to the Drum and Bugle Corps community. Now, for those of you that don't know, Drum Corps is kind of like marching band but on steroids. So they travel around the country and, do their song and dance and what have you. And they end up in Indianapolis, and during the winter and spring, some of those groups end up in Dayton, Ohio. Now, I looked at this place. Online, it was listed as 100 acres. Right here, we have 63 acres, so who knows how it's going to be split up. Still, 26 buildings. 3 hours and 2 minutes away from Lucas Oil. Good traffic. 3 hours and 17 minutes away from Dayton, University of Dayton. Good traffic. And, when you have buses with bathrooms that work like you crazy kids do nowadays, 3 hours really isn't that big of a trip to take for your final show. So with all that acreage, you definitely could come up with a great place to have your spring rehearsals, or your, what do they call them, spring camp, every day is spring training, whatever, and you can, on the backside, have all your rehearsing done for that week of finals. And on top of that, you definitely have enough room to house other groups, especially if they were smaller. I'm not saying the Star of Indiana is going to come back or anything, but $4 million, again, that's just the asking price, but $4 million, that's merely 200% of some of these groups' operating funds. Sometimes a little bit less than 200%. And you can definitely, I'm not one to finance, but you can definitely do that for something like that. And it did, for those of you that aged out 1997 or earlier, it did say a retirement facility in there, so if your kids are out of the house or what have you, and you really wanted to get back with the community, you could move there for a year or two. You could even go, leave for the summer, or help sew or cook, what have you, during spring training. And again, all your winter camps and what have you. It's a pretty good location. Somebody jumps on that, I would like to hear about that. You can look it up online, the Howe Military Academy. Just 50 miles northeast of Fort Wayne. And remember, your news doesn't have to make you sad. You listen to News That Doesn't Suck.